Hey, my name's Jason Creel and this is the Lawn Care Life. Today I want to show you 6 plants that I've put in a little shade garden at my house. Maybe give you some ideas if you're looking to do a little landscaping at your own house. And I want to talk to you about the plants and why I chose them for this particular area. Let's get started right now. Okay, so I am not a professional landscaper. I actually run a weed control and fertilization business and create videos on YouTube, mostly dealing with lawn care, but I kind of mess around with landscaping at my own house. I've got several acres. Sorry for the background noise, I live close to the interstate. I've got a little stream flowing through the yard, and I've got, you know, trees along the creek here. And so I was thinking, well, what can I do? Because it was hard to get grass to grow in some of these shadier areas. And I'm in Alabama. So here's what I decided to do. I said, I'm gonna make me a little shade garden here, and it may take a little while for it to all develop. But I want to show you the plants I've chosen, mostly so that you can, you know, if it's something you're looking to do, you might at least get an idea of some of the plants that will work in the shade. Now, one of the things you try to do in this situation is get something that'll look halfway decent year-round. Okay, so some of these plants will be great in summer, some in the winter, and that was some of the variety that I chose. So let's take a look. All right, first off, I want to show you my oak leaf hydrangea. Now, I just did this today, and this is a fairly large one to transplant, but what happened is I had oak leaf hydrangeas along the creek here, and they have somewhat shallow roots. And just for you get mad at me for digging that one up right before they bloom, which probably wasn't the best decision. I dug this one up last year and transplanted it, and it was wilted, and it was even hotter weather, and it bounced back and has survived and now doing well. So I'm hoping, even though I didn't do this at an ideal time, would have been better earlier in the year. I thought it was a lot of rain forecast, so I'm hoping, even though it's not looking great, I've watered it 2 or 3 times today already, I'm hoping this thing will survive. But if not, I'll just transplant a smaller one. But I thought I'm going to try to get a big one if possible, and maybe next year after or later this year I can shape it up and make it look a little more presentable. So oak leaf hydrangea is one, and I did plant several of those. You can see here, these smaller ones, I was able to get a much better root ball off of them, and they look better. So if I lose the big ones, I've got these, and so they'll create kind of a backdrop. Won't do much for me in the winter time. All right, so then I went with these Linton Roses, also known as a hellebores, and I've got a couple of these on this side, and I put one here. Now, if you're a gardener or landscaper, you may say, Jason, those are going to spread and some of this stuff's going to get bigger and take over. I may have to thin it out over time, so I'm just going to see. But I thought I'd rather it be crowded and kind of choke out the weeds naturally than have it very spaced out. So anyway, went with those, and those do quite well, seems like, when the weather cools off. So even though this won't do much for me in the wintertime, I think these should be looking nice in the cooler months. Same thing with this plant here, and these are actually grow native here in Alabama. This is a strawberry begonia. Some people use them as even for house plants, but this I've actually dug up close to the creek here. I knew what it was because of I had a neighbor actually give me some of this before, and I said, yeah, I've seen some of that growing in the wild. So I found a couple of them. It doesn't have great color right now. This one, you can see a little bit of the color as you get down in there, but this one I think was getting a little more sun, which kind of bleached out the color, I think. And a couple more of the Linton Roses, hellebores. All right, so I've got oak leaf hydrangea, got strawberry begonia, got the hellebores, and I've got a fern. So, you know, those are definitely shade-loving plants, and again, something that'll spread. This one did not come natural from this area. I actually got it from a friend and put over here and planted, and it seems to be doing well. I'm just trying to create some interest here. And then I've got a couple of different varieties of hosta. So that one I just transplanted today. This is a little bit more interesting variety. I kind of like that one better. Just got 2 bunches of each one. So, you know, this is my favorite one. It's got a little more lemon lime flavor to it by the looks of it. And then the last plant that I've got, I'm going to show you, and these again, I'm in May, the time of this video. I I got some little small elephant ears that obviously are going to get bigger over time. So I've kind of put some of those in there. So, you know, as far as the summer months go, I think these do great in the summer. These will do great in the summer, the hot stuff. The Linton Roses will, you know, going to be kind of year-round interest. You know, these, the oak leaf hydrangea will be great in the spring and the summer. And then for cool season months, I think my strawberry begonia and the Linton rose or hellebores should do good during those times. So anyway, I'm just playing around with it, see what will happen, and hopefully these oak leaf hydrangeas will create a little bit of a backdrop and give it some size. And then I hope that the strawberry begonia will serve as a ground cover and choke a lot of the weeds out. And I just want it to be nice and thick with a lot of interesting plants in here that I can thin out if it gets too crowded. Hey, appreciate you watching the video. I'd encourage you to subscribe to the channel, especially if you're into lawn care tips. I've got over 600 videos on the channel, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.